So in the last class we have completed this some of the properties and objects in the JavaScript. So in this class we are going to see what are the JavaScript events. Okay. So basically there are different events we have. Now what is event? First of all, let us see. So event is what something some action performed during the in the web page. For example, clicking a mouse, that is also one of the event. Yes, scrolling down, that is also one of the event. Yes, and now you can see the screen. I will just click here and take the page up. That is also one of the event. Okay. So similarly, these are all events. Now all these events are must be handled properly. Okay, for that there will be some handlers. That is called as event handling. Okay, now this is what the idea behind this events. So in order to handle those events, we are writing the JavaScript to make the exact action or to perform the exact action. That is called as JavaScript events. Okay, so now there is a one listener approach is there, which is listening to all your events. One event is occurred, listen to that and perform some specific action. This is happening in the JavaScript events. Okay. So the first technique is your inline event handler approach. Okay. This is already you are familiar with. That is on click. We have seen in the laboratory program that is on click event. Yes. So in this, whenever you click on any button or you press any key, so that all things will be written in a single line. It is just like the inline level of style sheets. Similarly here also you can write the events in a single line. Okay, so let us see how this is implemented. So div id is equal to example1 and then on click. Now what is this on click? This is one of the JavaScript event for writing. Then what happens when you click on this on click? When you click on that, what will happen? Alert. So one of the pop-up is going to create and it is saying you hello. Is it okay? So this is what the event inline event handler. Okay, means you are embedding your JavaScript program within the HTML program only. That is not div is one of the HTML element. Within that you are writing this on click is equal to alert. This is a JavaScript function of displaying the pop-ups. Then click for pop. This is one message you have given. Okay, so this way in a single line or in short form you are writing the JavaScript event handlers. Okay, this is the first approach. It is very simple and it is not used for the complex problems because if there is a lot of actions to be performed, sequence of actions to be taken place, then this inline will be not suitable. Okay, so let us see this. Then we have some example here. Script type is equal to text of JavaScript. So when you are writing this in the head section, then source is equal to inline.js. This is what the external. External JavaScript is there. You are including it in your program within the head section, and then you are making use of many handlers. Now, what are the handlers we have? We have different handlers already given here. On submit. When you submit a form, that is what on submit, validate. So we have here on click, evaluate. One function was there no in our laboratory program number 1 calculator program. Yes, similar here also on submit. On hover. Hover means when you take the mouse on that is on hover. Okay, for example, if I take the mouse on this one of the icon, it is saying calculator, window calculator. When I take the cursor on this, it will say internet download manager, like this. Okay, so this is what the hover on hover effect. Then one more on focus. So on focus means out of all controls, one particular control is it's one focused one. That is called on focus. For example, I will just open this Chrome and I will click here, and so this is what on focus means. Out of these many things here are some text boxes there and many text box you can get, but right now this particular text box is highlighted. This is called as on focus. Okay, during this time all others will be inactive. This will be only active. If I click on this, so this becomes inactive, this will becomes active. Is it okay? So this is what the on focus event. Then one more on click, already you know this. When you click on that, that is what on click. Okay, so this is what the some JavaScript events. Then next one, some layered listener techniques we have. So just include them in the listener.js and then call the name of that particular form. Now what is the name of the form? Main form. Then how you are implementing this? Using document dot get element by id. Using this particular approach you are getting. So let me use this example here. There is no example given for this, but we can give the name for the form, and that form can be identified by using its id, that is get element by id, or this time the name is there, so we can identify it get element by name, tag name. Yes, so we can get this main form. So two small techniques are there in the inline listener approach. Okay, and next we will go for the second one, the normal listener approaches. So here also we have different approaches. That is, one is by making use of one listener add event listener function, and other one will be the normal JavaScript. Okay, previously whatever we have used, that is by using HTML JavaScript in inline. Okay, here one of the technique, that is old technique, so where greetings greeting box is equal to document dot get element by id example one. So treat that within this example one, we have the message called would have a nice good morning. This will be the message. Then greeting box dot on click. Means when you click on that particular greeting box, then alert one pop-up will be created. What is that saying? Good morning. Is it okay? So this is how we are working with the listener approaches. Just call the, see, this on click is what? This is the property. Please remember here. Greeting box is what? It's an object. Yes, it is an object. Object dot on click, which is a function present in the JavaScript. So we are invoking this function using the JavaScript only. But what is the previous example? We were using on click is equal to that particular evaluate function within the HTML. Okay, within the inline you are using HTML, and with the other listener approaches you are using the complete JavaScript code. Okay, so this is a major difference between these two. Okay, so this is one method from the listener approach. One more is add event listener is one of the function present in the JavaScript. Okay, please remember add event listener in for all the browsers, and for Internet Explorer attach event is one of the function. So you can see this is a function, there is a parenthesis there now, means what this is a function. Okay, now greeting box dot add event listener click. For what you are writing, so here one line will be skipped here. So what is you are going to do? You are adding this particular event for the click event. Okay, and what is the action? Alert good morning. You are telling that you are creating one pop-up saying good morning. Okay, this is what add event listener for click. Okay, now there is one more event, greeting box dot add event listener mouse out. Mouse out means what? When you take the mouse out from this, that will be the mouse out. That is alert goodbye. It is saying you goodbye. When you click there, it is saying good morning. But when you click out of that, you are telling that goodbye. Is it okay? So this is how you are working with this event. Now there are different events are there, that is very important. We will see them one by one. But right now, you just remember two approaches. One is the inline handlers, event handlers. There you are using HTML with JavaScript. Next one, in other approaches, there are again two techniques. One is by using conventional method, using directly object name dot function name, and one more by using add event listener function. So please remember add event listener function. This is very important. Okay. So this is about the second technique. So here again examples are given. So function display the date. This is one of the function name, display the date, and this is a user defined function. So where d is equal to new date. Now this time is an object. Okay. So alert, you are going to create a pop-up menu. You click this on d dot, that is object dot to function. Means you are calling the function of this date function, that is to which will give you the current date. Okay. Then where element is equal to document dot get element by id example one. Now that is what this is one of the approach to get the element id of that particular example one. Okay, then element dot only is going to display the date. You are going to display it, right? To click on that. Let us click on. See here, element. Okay, you are getting that particular value to and storing in the element array, and then under that object and object dot on click, which is a function, and you are displaying that. Is it okay? So this is what the JavaScript function. So one more example is given, and using other approaches, element dot add event listener, click and display the date. This is what the short form. Here we are wasting the two lines. Here we are performing all in a single line. What is that? In the first, you are getting the value here, and in the second, you are assigning the event for that. Here, both of them have been done in the same way. The first parameter says what is the event, and second says what is the object name. Okay, so that is what the another approach. So this is an example given. So many examples we have already discussed in the programs also. Almost 3-4 programs. In every program there is a JavaScript. We can go for the just verifying these examples. Okay. Next one, then event object, very important. In every JavaScript object, we must have to call the specific functions. Okay. Now this is what document object model events we have. So many events will be there, many objects will be also called. Now how to work with them? Let us see. So here function some handler e. Now this e is nothing but an event of an object. Okay. Then for this particular object, okay, for there will be three possibilities or three properties. How we are calling this property? Using object name dot property, yes or no? Same thing we have for this object. For this dot object we have three properties. What are those? Let us see. First one is the bubble. So bubble is, this is one of the binary, or you can say it is a boolean value which is true or false. Okay. So bubbles means, so it is, they have clearly specified the bubble property is a boolean value. If an event bubbles property set to true, then there must be an event. Okay. If there is an event, then it will be set to true. Otherwise, it is false. Okay. This is what the bubble property. So this is what the regarding bubble property. So the second property we have the cancelable. This is related to the second one. Okay. Now what is this? The cancelable property is also a boolean value that indicates whether or not the event can be cancelled. Okay, if one event is going to be occurred, whether that can be cancelled or not, this is done by the cancelable property. Okay, and all these properties will be assigned to the object and will be available with this object properties, JavaScript object properties. Then one more, prevent default. So this is related to again the cancelable. So one is related to other. Now what this says, a cancelable default action for an event can be stopped using the prevent default. Okay, means whether you want to cancel or not. Okay, that is prevented by using this prevent default. Okay, so one is related with other. Third will be the related to the second. Second is related to the first. Okay, so these are the three properties present with this JavaScript objects. Event object. Listen, I repeat once again. Bubbles is one property. Next one is the cancelable and one more is the prevent default. So property means they are also functions. Now let us see how they have used. So and see within this the bubble and cancelable, they are boolean one. Okay, they are boolean, whereas the prevent default will take some parameters or no parameters sometimes. Now let us see. Function submit button clicked. Now you want to check whether the submit button is clicked or not. Okay. Now if e dot cancelable. Now what is cancelable? It is a boolean value. Okay. If it has true value means you can cancel the event. Yes. So if it is true, e dot prevent default. Again you give the one more chance for that whether you want to cancel or not. It is just like you have decided to log out from the system. Okay, but when you click on the logout, so it will ask you whether you want to really log out, yes or no. Again it will ask. Same thing here also, prevent default function will be performed. Is it okay? So this is what the object, JavaScript object. Okay. Next one, event, very important question, event types. So what are the event types you have? Basically you have 4 types of events. One is a mouse event, one is a keyboard, then form events and frame events. Okay, these are four event types you have. Now let us see. Now the events which may be generated using mouse are called as mouse events. Okay, now what are the events I can generate? One is the left click, right click, yes, then double click, then scroll down, scroll up, then mouse move, then uh, mouse hover, yes. So these are some events which are related to the mouse events. Okay, so he has given the listing over there. We will see them. And every event is somewhat true and false. Okay, nothing is there in this, only true and false will be there. For example, even keyboard also, key press, key release, only either two options there. Okay, so not more than that options will be there. So you are working with this mouse events. Now next one, see, these are the examples of the mouse events. Just give me on click, that is, I am discussing about the only mouse events now. On click means I can click yes, on double click I can double click this, so there will be again some event, yes or no. If I go here, if I click on the A division, sorry, I can use here my computer. If this is a single click, if double click, my computer will be open, yes or no. So every event has different ways. Double click is done. On mouse down, that is taking the mouse down. Okay, similarly on mouse up, to take it up. Okay, that is horizontal, vertically. Then on mouse over, when you take the cursor on that, if I take the cursor on this, you will print file, yes. This is called as on mouse over. Okay, and when I take the mouse out of this, it will be on mouse out. Okay, on mouse over, on mouse out. This is what. Right? And on mouse move, I can move the mouse over this screen. Okay, this is called as mouse events. Okay. Then the example is given for the keyboard events. So let us see now. Keyboard events, again there will be different keyboard events will be available on key press, key release, and all. We will see. Yes, we will see here on key down. That is pressing some keys. This is on key down. On key press. That is actually there is no up key pressing. So just that is on key press. Okay, and then the release is what? On key down. Means you are leaving it. Okay? And on key up. Oh, sorry. This is pressing the key and you are releasing the key. Okay. Then key is what? Something continuous process. Okay. So that is what? Okay. On key press. So here he has given one example. Say where key press is equal to e dot key code. So this will give you the key code. Whatever the ASCII code you have will be kept. Before that there is a statement document dot get element by id key example dot key down, on key down. When you press on that particular button, key down, that event will occur. Then where key press is equal to e dot key code, you are getting the code for that particular key, ASCII code. Okay, that is 65, 67, whatever. I will get the code. Then where directly is equal to string dot from char code. That is by using key pressed. You are converting one that code into the string. For example, 65 is capital A. Yes, so that all the things are happening, and then you are printing on the pop-up menu. The alert key character was pressed. That is, say key A was pressed like this. This is one of the pop-up we going to create. These are the keyboard and mouse events. Now next one, the form events. Now we know that our HTML form, HTML web pages contains many forms. Okay, so it is possible to use more than one form on the same web page. For example, login page, that is one form. Sign up page, that is one form. So it is possible to have more forms on the web page. Okay, now that is what the form events. So such events are called as form events. Now there is again list given for this form events. That is one is on blur. On blur means what? When it goes out of the focus. It is what is on blur. For example, now there are two forms present on the web page. One is sign in and sign up. Okay, so both pages will be there. But when you are making sign up, that time sign in will be inactive. Okay, that is what on blur. Okay, so on blur and on focus they are opposite. On focus means one will focus, that means other will be blur. It is not active one. Okay, that is what the on blur and on focus. And on change, if on that particular form if any data is changed, in case of input text area or some select, that is drop down. If anything is changed, then that is called as on change event. Okay, then on focus, on blur, on change, then on the reset. If you reset the all the form that is using reset button, so that will be again on reset event. Okay, then on select. If you select one and next time you switch on, for example, if you choose Karnataka as a district, so others will also change. That is, the districts from Karnataka will be only shown. Belgaum, Bijapur, Bangalore, and so on. Okay, if you select Maharashtra, say some Kolhapur, Sangli will be shown to you. It is on select. Whichever you select, depending on that, everything will be changing. Okay, that is what the on select and on submit. When you click on submit button, that is on submit. You can do this all programs using the objects also. That is, say, div is the one tag. So just get the ID of that, get element ID of that div, then and assign to one of the variables, say SB. Then you can call SB dot on submit. Means when that particular form will be submitted, at time you have to perform the actions. Okay. So this is one of the events, form events. That is the third type, and the last one will be the frame events. So let us see one example here. Document dot get element by ID login form on submit is equal to function of key, that is what object we are going to pass here. Variable pass, that is password is equal to document dot get element by ID of key w. Means on the one of the login form we are taking the password. We are checking that if there is a password is not given there, you are telling that enter the password. Okay, dot value. Then if password is equal to null, means nothing is there. You are displaying one pop-up, enter a password. Yes, then I will E dot prevent the default. You can go back to that and you can enter the password. Is it okay? So this is what the JavaScript for checking the password. Okay. Nowadays HTML5 is providing almost all the validations. Yes. Okay, so this will be done in the HTML5. But you can do it programmatically by using JavaScript also. And then the last one is the frame events. So frame is also same as your form events. There will be some additional things or additional events are given there. So let us see what are those examples events on abort. Okay, if you are filling one particular form and similarly say some internet connection is on or some website got crashed, that is aborting. So during that abort process you need to store some information, that is on abort. Okay, then on error, during the loading of that particular form there is some error, that is on error. Okay, so if error occurs, you have to take some actions. That is on error. Then on load, when one particular form is loaded, see form will be applicable for only one particular form, but this frame will be for the complete web page. That is on load. When you are loading all the web page, that time. So we have seen that client server example program showing the server time. Okay, on load, when the form is loaded, that time you are refreshing and you are displaying the current date and time. Yes or no? Every second it is going to be updated. What is that code you have written? On load only, no? Which was I think sixth program or seventh program. Yes, it was seventh program. So you can see here. Something was there. Yes, on load. You can see here. On load start time means when the particular form is loaded, this on load is equal to start time. Okay. So here we have an example of on load. Similarly, on resize, when you resize it, what should happen so that all code will be written here on resize. Okay. Then on scroll, when you scroll up and down, what the things should be happen, what the event should be generated. Then on unload, loading is opposite is unload. Okay. So that is what all events. These are all events are generated, and you have to handle those events. For that, there is a action listener. So you can get that the concepts are swapped there. Okay, so just make it easier to understand. Actions and action listeners or action handlers. So this is about the four types of actions. Okay, or events, event handling in the JavaScript. What are the four things? We have first mouse events, keyboard events, then we have form events and the frame events. Okay? And the last one, we have the forms. Now, how the forms will work? Obviously, we have some we can call them by using either the HTML or by using the JavaScript. Both are valid one. Now, in this case, what we have done here? Form action is equal to login.php. So, your HTML form is transferring to login.php file. Method is equal to post and ID is equal to login form. Then next input type is text box and you are giving it as an ID is username. Input type is password, its ID is password. Input type is submit. Okay, so you are just submitting it using HTML. And what is the method here? It's a post, so your username and password will be redirected without showing the on the URL. Okay, so this is what one form of submitting the forms using HTML. One more, validating the forms. Okay, now you can validate these forms by making use of the JavaScript. Okay, now during validation, so basically the JavaScript is used for validation purpose only. Yes, whatever we have discussed, the same thing is given. See here, form validation is one of the most common application of JavaScript. Writing code to pre-validate the forms on the client side will reduce the number of incorrect submissions to the server. Yes, this is what the use of JavaScript. No, don't send the unnecessary information to the server. Only send the valid one. I told the example of the USL. Yes, this is the main purpose of the validating the forms. So within this, first of all, validation is empty field validation. Means your text box or your password should not be empty. That is what one of the empty field validation. Yes or no? You have to enter something on the JavaScript on the text box. Either it may be a username or password something. Okay, it should not be empty. That's why JavaScript provides two methods. One is by making use of the null, and one more is by making use of the double quotes. Okay, see, only double quote opening is there, double quote close is there. In between nothing is there means you have not typed anything. That is called as null. Okay, so two methods we are going to use. Now one program is also given there, sample program. Document.getElement by ID login form. We are taking the login form to this particular to this page dot on submit. When you submit on that, what will happen? The function will be executed. Function E here. It is a user defined function. Then where field value is equal to document.getElement by ID of username. We are getting the taking the username by its ID. Username is there no in our example. Dot value is value. So I will enter the value as empty first time. So if field value is equal to null, yes, the condition means no. It's not null, it's empty, means I have not entered anything. And sometimes I will not enter null also. Yes, that is what the null and the value is empty. So this is what the pre-validation. So p dot prevent default. You are making it to correct them as to enter something and all. Okay. Then I am going to just prepare a pop-up menu. Alert, you must enter an username. Okay. Now next time I will enter my username as VSM SRKIT. So here SRKIT is not equal to null. Correct. SRKIT is equal to not empty. It's not nothing. It has some value. So you are not executing this. you must enter username and this message will not be displayed this time. Okay, so this is what on submit. On submitting the form and writing the JavaScript function. And next one more thing, you can use the checkboxes also. They are also checked and all. So if it is checked on, you don't have to worry. You have to check the some checkboxes. Then next one is the number validation. So this was the empty field validation first thing. Empty field validation. Second one will be the number field validation. That is, you have to accept only numbers. For that, JavaScript provides many functions. That is, use parseInt. A parseInt function is there. Is non function is there. Yes, is finite is there. So many functions will be given. And one more, it provides the dynamically typed data type. That is triple equal to. So triple equal to what it will do? It will check the comparison as well as the type, what type of this is. Now 2 is equal to 2. So this 2 is it's 2, but this 2 is of string type and this 2 is of integer type. So that's why we are using it as a dynamically typed number. Okay, so this is what 2 is not equal to 2. But here there is 2 equal to symbol and 1 not equal to symbol. So this is what the comparison with the type also. Already we have seen this concept in the previous sections. Next one, function is numeric and n. If you specify, say some string ABC, so ABC is not a numeric, so that time it will return is none, means it's not a number. None means it is not a number. Okay, then parse float of n and is finite. Here you are returning some infinite values for that. Okay, that is what checking it. So each digit we have in C programming is digit number. Okay, so same way here also the number validation will be done. Then the submitting the forms. Now by making use of the functions you can submit the form. So this is the technique here. So here we have where form example is equal to document or element ID login form. Now what is login form? This is one of the form its ID will be taken. Yes or no? We have given there form name is equal to something, method is equal to post, and ID is equal to login form. It means that form's ID will be login form. So this will be assigned to the form example and then form example dot submit. We are calling this particular function. Okay, means by making use of JavaScript functions, you can submit it. Previously, you have submitted using only the that particular keyword, particular button. Yes, but now by making use of the JavaScript functions, you can submit. For example, if you are giving one online exam and the time is out, if 60 minutes paper was there, 60 minutes are out. If you do not press the submit button because the time is up, that in that case I can make use of this submit button purposefully. Means mandatory. After 60 minutes, we have to run this submit function. Means even if you do not press the submit button, automatically it will be submitted. In such application, we can use the submit button. Okay, and this completes our JavaScript chapter. Any doubts, guys?
No, sir.